Hi there, and welcome to 2021, and welcome to the first public informational meeting for the I-10 Connect project that TxDOT's having of 2021. So I'm Jennifer Wright with the Texas Department of Public. Can I believe I can't even get a word out because it's 2021 and here we go. I'm Jennifer Wright with the Texas Department of Transportation, and I am joined here by Martin Bartlett, with our public informational contractor, Barracuda. Jorge Orahel is our project manager with TxDOT, and we have the exquisite Joe Nájera behind the scenes doing our switching for us. So thank you all for joining us tonight as we jump into the best news of 2021 for this project is that it is the year it is supposed to wrap. So we have Martin will take you through some of the progress of the project. He's going to show you some photographs that show you how far we have come on this project. He's going to talk about some traffic changes we can expect and upcoming closures. So Martin, I'm so happy to hand it over to you because obviously I'm still getting back into the game.
Well, it's also exciting to be able to share some good news with the traveling public. We've talked for so many months about roads closing and having to find a temporary way around. But as you know, the good news is there are some things that are permanently opening on this project. So we're really excited to go through some of the big progress that's been made on the project. One thing though, during the course of the COVID-19 pandemic, we moved these meetings from our traditional in-person meetings to these online meetings, but we still want to make sure that it's interactive. So there are still ways for you to get involved, ask questions live during the meeting. If you're watching us on Facebook, just go ahead, post your comment, post a question in the comments on the Facebook Live. We'll do our best to answer it before the meeting ends. You can also send an email to us directly, info@i10connectelpaso.com. We're monitoring that email address as well as this meeting goes on. So if you have a question, please feel free to engage with us. Ask us any questions you have, and we'll do our very best to get you an answer immediately. If we can't, we'll get back to you as quickly as we can. With all that out of the way, let's dive on in to some of the project specifics. Of course, if you joined us over these many months, some of these may be repeats, but just in case someone's joining us for the first time, we want to make sure we share all the information with them. Of course, this is a project of the Texas Department of Transportation. SUNT is the general contractor on the project. Consor is providing construction management and inspection services on this project, which was designed by Kennedy Consulting. Again, I work for Barracuda Public Relations here in El Paso. We are assisting TxDOT with the public involvement during the construction phase of this project. Let's go ahead and take a look at a rendering. And one of the really exciting things, before we get to the rendering, let's just talk some of the nuts and bolts. $96 million allocated to this project. Construction began back in February of 2019. A total of 3 years were allocated to completion of this project. As you heard, though, from Jennifer, looks like, though, we may be coming in a little bit under the wire, which is really, really exciting for so many motorists, of course, to go back and forth along I-10 and US 54. All right, now we'll move on and talk a little bit about some of the what you're actually seeing coming into fruition out there in the field. The Connect and I-10 Connect is about making it easier for motorists to get from I-10 to Loop 375 and vice versa at Central City. That's the Connect and I-10 Connect. And as you can see, all of those blue ramps that you see on that rendering are either new or replacements of existing ramps or totally new construction. So you see a lot more connection, a lot more noodles in the spaghetti bowl when this project is complete. Another key point is where you will make a decision when the project is complete about where you go to Juarez. All traffic will have to access the Bridge of the Americas via the Spaghetti Bowl interchange. A couple of weeks ago, that long-standing access, 50 years of access to the Bridge of the Americas from Paisano Drive was eliminated. It may be counterintuitive to eliminate a connection, but ultimately that's about stopping all of those trucks from lining up in the Chamizal neighborhood. So there you see in that neck of the woods, the eventual completion, when the project is completed, what it will look like. And we're getting closer and closer to that. But again, all traffic now closed at Paisano over I-110 at the Bridge of the Americas and no access to the bridge from Paisano Drive. We're going to fly through the project a little bit, show you some computer renderings of what the project is going to look like when it's complete. I'll also just kind of encourage you, take a look and see if there's anything you notice in this rendering that's kind of come to fruition since the project began. All right, right now we are again kind of taking a look high above the spaghetti bowl. Basically what you saw in that rendering earlier, it's going to draw all of those blue ramps onto the image. A total of 16 new bridges or bridge segments being built as part of this project. And as you can see right there, where you see DC, that's really something I want to draw your attention to. DC in this case stands not for the District of Columbia, but direct connector ramps between those two freeways, between I-10 and Loop 375 and US 54 there at the middle of town. So we're going to continue heading south along US 54. The El Paso Zoo is there at the top of the screen. We're going to kind of rotate the view as we continue to fly south. Again, we're going to continue flying south. We are going to basically end this flight right above the Chamizal, above the Bridge of the Americas. When the project is complete, again, you see Paisano Drive going east and west over I-110, and no access directly from Paisano to the Bridge of the Americas. All right, so now we're going to do a computer-generated driver's eye view of what it will look like when you're driving I-10 from downtown to the lower valley. So again, this ramp is one that we've all seen many times. Where that silver vehicle is right now, that ramp is presently closed. If you've driven that area recently, you've probably seen that. But this is going to be slightly reconfigured when all is said and done. So you'll notice the silver vehicle going off to the right goes directly to the Bridge of the Americas. What we're going to do is scoot over to US 54, where we have direct access to the Bridge of the Americas. As we continue heading south on US 54, you'll notice there is still a Paisano exit, but don't forget all of that access from Paisano to the Bridge of the Americas has been permanently eliminated as part of this project. So you can take that exit, get to the Coliseum, get to the zoo, but you won't be able to get to the bridge unless you make that decision back at the Spaghetti Bowl, whether you're on I-10 East, I-10 West, or US 54. All right, this view is going to be coming from, say, Cielo Vista Mall going to Juarez. Again, this ramp where the red SUV is, you see right now, is one that is closed. This is that ramp that is high flying over the top of the Spaghetti Bowl, taking you down south towards the Bridge of the Americas. All right, when we get to the top of the ramp, we're going to start to see a green sign coming into view. This is going to be the decision point where you decide, am I going to Juarez or am I going to go directly to US 54 to get access to Loop 375? As you see in this rendering, we're heading south towards the Bridge of the Americas. That red car you just saw come in on the right side of the screen, that was using, in the rendering anyway, that brand new high-flying ramp that will be a direct connector when it opens from southbound US 54 to the Bridge of the Americas. If you've driven on I-10 at the Spaghetti Bowl, that's probably one of the most visual components of this project, is that brand new direct connector going over I-10. All right, continuing to head south, you see all lanes of I-110 heading towards the bridge go under Paisano Drive. Nobody has to wait at a traffic light to get into Juarez. So that's probably going to be another big impact for folks that are traveling. So we did some driver's eye views of what the project will look like when all is said and done, but we actually have some progress we want to share with you that's actually taking place in the field. So this is an overview map of the very first direct connector which opened as part of this project. This is a direct connector which links eastbound Loop 375 to eastbound I-10 there at the Spaghetti Bowl. If you've ever tried to get between I-10 and Loop 375 at the Spaghetti Bowl, you know it is next to impossible in most instances. And this was a movement that you couldn't accomplish. But now, as you see that green line linking Loop 375 eastbound to I-10 eastbound has opened as of, I believe it was a couple of days right before the Christmas holiday. So that's what it looks like on the map. Let's go out there into the real world and show you what it looks like in real life. There you see that brand, this was taken actually before the ramp opened. So there you see brand new ramp, brand new concrete, brand new paint, brand new signs. Again, that direction, I-10 east towards San Antonio, a move you could not make if you were coming from eastbound Loop 375 for all of these years. So that's what it looks like photographically. We're going to do kind of a sped up driver's eye view. This is the first time we've been able to do a driver's eye view of a ramp which is opened on the project. We're going to begin right under the Bridge of the Americas on Loop 375. So there you have it. Something that seems very simple and probably very intuitive, just trying to go east. Let's say you came down Border Highway and coming from the west side, you want to get out towards Cielo Vista Mall, and there was an accident downtown. This is exactly how you would bypass that accident now. Take Loop 375, hop on up to I-10 there at the Spaghetti Bowl at the center of town. Something you have never been able to do before, freeway to freeway access. So very exciting stuff. Again, really putting the connect in I-10 Connect. So that's some of the good news. Now, of course, we have been it's always been a trade-off of good news and bad news. We have some high impact closures we want to share with you preemptively, just to give you something to put on your radar screen, know that it's coming up in the weeks and months to come. First things first, we're going to start right down there near the Lincoln Center area, taking a look. Gateway Boulevard East between Copia Street and Lincoln Center will close. It'll be a long-term closure. What you will see, though, is a segment of the gateway that is remaining open to businesses. So if you're accessing those businesses right there, just past Copia on the gateway, you will still be able to access those businesses. However, once you get past those businesses over towards Lincoln Center, it'll be what's called a hard closure. You're not going any farther on the gateway. You're not going to be able to get on to I-10 via that on-ramp. The through traffic detour for the gateway is going to be to just jog down a block onto Durazno and then reconnect once you get past Lincoln Center. But again, taking great pains to make sure that as much of the gateway remains open for those local businesses that are there as possible. But expect that coming up beginning on January 18th and lasting until further notice. All right, a couple other items we want to put on your radar screen, other big changes. We've all got, so many people rather have gotten accustomed, if you're going to Juarez, to going up I-10, going on I-10, up US 54 through the Pershing turnaround. Well, we asked you to learn that. Now we're going to ask you to unlearn that. If you are coming from downtown or the west side trying to get to Juarez, that ramp that goes to Northeast El Paso, that goes to Fort Bliss, that allowed you to use that Juarez detour will be closing long-term for work in the coming weeks. So what you will do is you will continue on I-10 East, take the newly widened turnaround there at Trowbridge and I-10, get on I-10 West, and then you'll take the exit 22B, which is US 54, Alamogordo, Juarez, and follow marked detours either to Juarez or to northbound US 54. So we just want to put that on your radar screen that that's coming. That's going to be a big impact, not just for Juarez traffic, but let's say you maybe work downtown and you're commuting home to the northeast. That'll be a big change in your commute. So you're temporarily losing that direct connector from eastbound I-10 to northbound US 54 at the Spaghetti Bowl. I will tell you, just like the turnaround at US 54 and Pershing Drive, the turnaround at I-10 and Trowbridge Drive in East Central El Paso has been widened to accommodate any trucks that are going through that intersection. It was also designed to minimize any sort of traffic lights or slowdown. So it's going to be one of those things that's going to feel very counterintuitive, but there is some method to the madness in following that marked detour. So again, big changes coming up, some other high impact changes. So we always just like to make sure that we share with you the ways to stay up to date on this project. Of course, we're happy to be here the first Tuesday of every month, but we also really want to encourage you to use the Bilingual Project hotline, 855-463-1010. An anecdote, I answered a call on that hotline earlier this week, a gentleman just asking, how do I get to Juarez? So it can be a question as simple as that. We're happy to help you just kind of navigate your way through the project and answer any questions you have about construction impacts. Another tool that we're really excited to utilize and continue to utilize is text message alerts. Just go to i10connectelpaso.com, sign up for text message alerts. They go out in English and Spanish to numbers in the US and Mexico before any major traffic control changes take place. So again, we've put some items on your calendar that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. So we would really encourage you, if you haven't already, sign up for those text message alerts, because they will be really, really helpful in the coming weeks as we have some more of those high impact closures. Again, we're always happy to be here the first Tuesday of every month, answer any questions you have. I'm checking the email, I'm checking the posts on Facebook so far, haven't seen anything come in. Again, take this opportunity, if you have any questions, please go ahead, ask. You can post again on the Facebook Live if you're watching us there. If you're watching us on the I-10 Connect El Paso website, feel free to just send us an email directly to info@i10connectelpaso.com. Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Martin. You put so much of that in such great context. I really thought you were going to get a speeding ticket, though, driving that new ramp.
We don't recommend going that fast.
I expected to see flashing lights. Just kidding. So the gateway closure, I want to emphasize that gateway east is going to have a soft closure at Copia, but traffic will still be able to access the shops that are there, the retail businesses that are there, and the warehouses that are there. We have Moto El Paso, where you can go get yourself an off-road vehicle or an ATV, a motorbike. They have those there. And in the same area is Chuco Relic, which is one of my favorite local stores. We need to continue to support local. We need to continue to support these stores. You will be able to access them, but when you leave the store, you'll have to take the side route out and head down to Durazno there. But you will have access. The hard closure will stop right after that. And it's necessary because there's going to be demolition work overhead of that bridge, which is why it is closing. That eastbound I-10 to northbound 54 ramp is going to be impactful. But again, the Trowbridge detour is a good way to go. I like that you've couched it as unlearning what we've taught everybody about the Juarez detour. Great news that you'll be able to access I-110 southbound into the Bridge of the Americas from I-10 west to take that direct connector. It's going to be open again, but you will not be able to go anywhere but Juarez at this point, is my understanding. And that's going to be very limited access, and there will be no turning back. So please be aware that although we all spent the last 40 years or however long since the Spaghetti Bowl has been built, using that ramp to get to US 54 and to I-110 to head into Mexico, but now it's only going to be Mexico. So do not get caught in that. And we're going to be doing our best to let everybody know in advance that that's happening. Jorge, I want to ask, pitch it over to you so that you can talk a little bit about what's coming up, what we can expect, when we can expect the project to basically be finished. I know these are very high impact closures as we get into the very difficult period of the project where we're wrapping it up. So I'm going to give you the chance to talk a little bit about that. And maybe you can give us a little bit of an idea as to how long that eastbound I-10 to northbound US 54 ramp will be closed. Jorge? Is it possible you're muted?
Thank you, Jennifer. You know, it always happens at the beginning of the year, right? So as I was saying, you know, it's Happy New Year to everybody. It's going to be an exciting year because, like you said at the beginning of the project, the project will be done this year. So let me start by telling everybody the project is on time. That's very good news. The project is going to be completed on time as of now. We have found a lot of issues in the project, but we have been able to engineer around those issues, which is very good news. So that's the very first good news. The second part to the good news, Jennifer, just like you mentioned, the ramp that comes from I-10 westbound and goes into Juarez, and used to go to Juarez and US 54 south, and eventually leading to Loop 275 east to west, is just going to be used just for Juarez, Mexico. Okay, like you said. Now, how long? We're expecting to be like that till early spring. So in early spring, we expect, and again, the project is on time, we expect to open that ramp for traffic to access Loop 275 east and west via US 54. Plus, I think that's good news because, you know, time goes fast, and, you know, eventually we're going to open that ramp pretty soon for that traffic. The other item that I want to mention is that, just like Martin mentioned earlier, you know, yes, we opened what we call Bridge 8, which is the direct connect the bridge in front of the zoo. Okay, is the direct connect to I-10 eastbound. Is that correct, Martin? We
Yes.
opened that one. However, okay, please do expect additional closures throughout the first half of the year. Now, I don't expect those closures to last more than 4 months, which is the good news, okay? But there's gonna be more closures before we open the whole project, okay? And then I'm gonna provide this message to all the pedestrians that go through the project. Please do follow the designated pedestrian path adjacent to the Chamizal Park that we have for you. That's the safest route that you can use. Do not attempt to cross the construction zone, please. Do yourself a favor, do us a favor. Do not risk going through the construction zone. You might find yourself, or you might not see anybody working there or any equipment working there, but it's unsafe to cross through a construction zone. I don't know how much to stress this out, because we see some pedestrians crossing through the construction zone, and we can only tell you through these meetings, do not do that. Okay, just have a little more patience. We went through these. We've been in the project for a year and a half, or I'm sorry, almost 2 years. 2 years already. Give us less than a year, and we'll be done. We'll be out of your way, and you have a brand new, nice project you can use and be proud of to have in El Paso. So, Jennifer, with that said, that's all I have for now.
Well, those are some great highlights, Jorge. Thank you very much for joining us and providing them. It is great to know that the project's on time, that it looks like it will be complete later this year, and that any of these high impact closures we're still going to be experiencing throughout the first half of this year will at least be a little short-lived than some of the we have endured for the last year and a half. So that's all great news. Has any questions come in? Have any questions come in, Martin? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'll kick it back to you, Martin. You can close us out, and we look forward to seeing everybody again on February 2nd.
Absolutely. Well, I was going to say, please make sure, even if you didn't get your question in during this meeting, please feel free to go ahead and send us an email. We're happy to answer these questions in the future. Also, the hotline. So, Jennifer, back to you.
All right. Well, that wraps up our January 2021 meeting for the I-10 Connect, and we appreciate everyone who's got the chance to view it. Again, if you have any questions, just reach out. You can put it in the chat. We monitor this post, and so we look forward to hearing from you with any of your questions. And let's all look forward to a wonderful 2021 with a lot of progress being made. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you February 2nd right here. Thank you.